Assalamu alaikum students, I welcome you to the online class of history. I am Ms. Vinesh Malik and I will be teaching you today Cabinet Mission 1946. So before going into the detail of the topic, I would like to give you a quick review of the last lesson. So what was going on before Cabinet Mission? We had the elections of 1945. Now the situation was like that the British wanted to leave the subcontinent and wanted to hand over the powers to the people of the subcontinent. And now the World War II came to an end, and during the World War II, if you remember that during the World War II, the British government asked for help from the people of the subcontinent. British government asked from the people of the subcontinent that we want your help in the form of the army, in the form of the arms, and in the form we need more civilians. That will help us in the World War II. All the members of the political parties agreed on this, but in return they asked for something. They said that we will be able to facilitate you only if you will provide us independence after the World War II. And Britain did agree that. Britain said that yes, we will be giving you independence after the World War II. So World War II ended, and now the Britain wanted to safely hand over the powers to the people of the subcontinent. For this, the elections of 1945 to 1946 happened, and if we talk about the position of the Muslim League emerged as the major political party and was able to secure a number of political seats and was able to make a lot of and was able to make a government in a number of provinces. Apart from this, it also made a number of in a number of provinces the Muslim League was able to make a coalition government as well. So they gave a tough competition to Congress at that time. Okay, so that was about a quick review. Now let's move to the lessons. So what is Cabinet Mission? Cabinet Mission is basically a group of 3 members from the British Parliament. They were highly designated members of the British Parliament, and they came to the subcontinent in order to solve the political unrest. The members were Sir Stephen Cripps, Patrick Lawrence, and A.B. Alexander. They were the 3 members of the British Parliament that came with the proposal that we will be discussing in detail, and the proposal comprised of various clauses. And they came up with the proposal, and the proposal was about the government that will be formed in the subcontinent. So let's take a review of the proposal. So what was the proposal about? Number 1, the grouping of the provinces. Okay, so all the provinces of the subcontinent will be grouped into 3 major categories. Category A, B and C. Number 2, the liberty to become independent state after 10 years. Okay. Number 3, government will fully accept all the clauses. So these were the 3 important points of the Cabinet Mission. So let's talk about each point in detail. Number 1 clause. All the provinces of the subcontinent will be grouped into 3 categories, Group A, B and C. So what was Group A? Group A contained all the majority areas that had the Hindus. So Group A was a Hindu majority area. Group B was the western Muslim majority areas, and the Group C was the eastern Muslim majority areas. In between both the Muslim majority areas, we had the Hindu majority areas. Okay, so they categorized the groups in such a way that between the Muslim majority areas, they had this Hindu majority area. That was also part of their plan. Before we proceed, I would like to tell you that Congress had the support of the British government always, and British government was always inclined and biased towards Congress. So Congress had all the time support of the British government. Okay, so Pakistan, Group B will mature into Pakistan, Group A will mature into India, and Group C will mature into Bangladesh. After the partition, this was West Pakistan and this was East Pakistan. But unfortunately, because of the constant feeding of India and brainwashing of India, of the people of the East Pakistan, about the fact that East Pakistan is far more behind the West Pakistan, and feeding wrong things about the West Pakistan. The India has created enough hatred in the people of the East Pakistan that they finally took the step to get the independence from the West Pakistan and emerged as Bangladesh on the map of the world. Okay, so now the clause number 1 is the grouping of the provinces. All the provinces of the subcontinent were grouped into 3 categories. Clear? Hindu and Muslim majority areas. I have marked it on the map. Number 2. Any province who wanted to develop into an independent state can become an independent state only after 10 years from this date. So, in 1956, any province of the subcontinent can develop into another independent state. Okay, clause number 3. If only that political party can make government in the subcontinent after the elections that accept all the clauses of the cabinet mission. So if Muslim League wanted to be part of the government, then Muslim League will accept all the clauses, and if Congress wanted to be the part of the government, it has to accept all the clauses. Any political party that rejects any of the clause will not be part of the government. So it was clear that you have no chance of the rejection. Any political party that will back off, the other political party will have the chance to make the government. And once you come in the government, you have various powers and you can make changes wherever you want. So all the political parties know that. So now Congress and Muslim League, apart from the fact that they had several reservations to the clauses of the cabinet mission, they immediately accepted it, and now the government will be formed. Now, in the last section of the lesson, we will be looking at which ministry was appointed to which party and how they performed. So, before moving on, I wanted to give you a quick review of the lesson, and then we will move forward. Okay, class. So we are studying cabinet mission. Cabinet mission consisted of 3 members: Sir Stafford Cripps, Patrick Lawrence, A.V. Alexander, and all of these members were the part of the British Parliament, and they were sent to subcontinent for the sake of solving all the problems. Okay, so now let's look at the proposals of the cabinet mission. What were the proposals that the cabinet mission contained? Number 1, grouping of the provinces. The provinces will be grouped based on the Hindu majority and the Muslim majority. So the group A that you can see in the center, that's the largest areas. You can see that on the map of the subcontinent. So the group A was the Hindu majority areas. Let me tell you one thing over here. Muslim League, the reaction of the Muslim League was severe when they came to see the grouping of the provinces, but because in the group A there were a lot of Muslim majority areas as well. Okay, so Muslim League knew that we are being exploited, it's cheating, because group A contains a lot of Muslim majority areas, but at that time, as I have told you, there was no point of making any type of rejection. So Muslim League had to accept all the clauses. Okay, point number 2. Any province of the subcontinent will have the liberty to make the government after 10 years. But after 10 years, Muslim League was very happy. I have told you why Muslim League was very happy, because Muslim League can now see the establishment of Pakistan. Okay, after 10 years, but it's okay. At least we can see the Pakistan. Okay. So now point number 3. Any political party that will reject any clause will not form the government. Okay, so if any political party have reservations, you are not part of the government, surprisingly. If you wanted to part of the government, you have to fully accept all the clauses. Okay, so I hope we have a clear concept of the cabinet mission. Now let's talk about which ministries were given to Muslim League and how Muslim League was able to play the role of that ministry. Okay, so we are in the last section of the lesson, and it will be going to be very interesting. Okay, now Muslim League as well as Congress was able to become the part of the government. Okay, now Congress knew that the Muslim League is now a part of the government. Now let's give them a ministry that is very challenging for them. They took a lot of time, and now they gave finance ministry to the Muslim League. So finance ministry was handed over to Liaquat Ali Khan. And despite of the fact that Liaquat Ali Khan had no past experience of being a finance minister, it was a challenging ministry for the Muslim League and Liaquat Ali Khan. Congress gave the finance ministry to Liaquat Ali Khan. Now, intelligently, Liaquat Ali Khan played the role very wisely, and Liaquat Ali Khan made a budget that was very friendly for the poor. It empowered the poor, but unfortunately the budget turned out to be drastic for the Hindu capitalists. So what is Hindu capitalist? Hindu capitalists are those people of the society who are involved in industrialization, who have their industries, and those people who do the trading. So the traders and the industrialists are actually the Hindu capitalists. The budget that was made by Liaquat Ali Khan was very feasible for poor, but unfortunately the Hindu capitalists had to pay heavy tax to the government. This enraged Hindu capitalists, and they started opposing Congress, because Congress appointed Liaquat Ali Khan as finance minister. So initially Hindu capitalists were the supporters of the Congress, but after the implementation of all the laws made by the finance minister, Hindu capitalists started protesting and starting carrying out the rallies, and they started protesting, and that's how they opposed Congress. So this was a role of Liaquat Ali Khan as a finance minister. This was a setback for the Congress, because Congress thought that Liaquat Ali Khan would pathetically fail, and the failure of Liaquat Ali Khan will ultimately be the failure of the Muslim League. So Muslim League will see the downfall in this way, but unfortunately their plans went wrong, and Congress itself failed as a party, because the Hindu capitalists started opposing them. So this was about the cabinet mission. So in a nutshell, let's review the lesson, and then we will look at what was the outcome. Okay, so let's talk about members. We have seen the members, we have seen the proposals, we have seen the reaction of the Muslim League and Congress. So the reaction, we have seen that, and we have seen that the fear that none of the political party was able to back off, because of the fear that we will not be the part of government. We have seen that after the formation of the government, Liaquat Ali Khan was appointed as a finance minister. So these were the few important points of the cabinet mission. with this we came to an end of the lesson. I hope you have understood all the points, and if any question we will discuss in detail in the physical class. So with this, I would like to see you off, meet you in the next class. Thank you.